Hey everyone, Michael here, Get Fit Over 40. And I would say with the majority of my TRT videos, the biggest or most common comment I get in all these videos, and I get lots of different comments, don't get me wrong, but probably the most common one is people wanting to get off of TRT. I mean, you obviously get people ask, probably there's a good correlation or tie maybe when it comes to people asking about getting on it. But I'd say just as much, if not more, people are asking about getting off TRT. And generally, the number one reason people want to get off TRT is because they don't like being dependent on the testosterone, and they feel like, oh, this is for the rest of my life. I'm going to be taking testosterone, and I don't want it. I want to try and get off of it and get my own natural levels back up to something that's decent. The problem is usually they're on the testosterone for a good reason, because their levels weren't good in the first place. They were too low. They had symptoms of TRT. They weren't feeling very good. And, that's why they went on. And then all of a sudden they feel really great, right? They feel awesome and they're happy for a while. And then maybe they get used to it. They're used to being on the testosterone. They're used to feeling good. But then they start thinking, they're not really thinking about the benefits anymore because that's their new norm, right? It's like, if you get used to something, pretty soon it's like it just becomes normal, and that's what happens is they now feel good, and that's normal, and sex life's good, building muscle, all this stuff, energy. They get used to it, and then they start focusing on the inconvenience side of it, which is the having to take either take pills, maybe some sort of gel. A lot of times it's going to be injections, and a lot of people don't like the injections. And who does, right? Who likes sticking a needle in themselves, usually once a week? It doesn't take long, to be honest. It's really not that inconvenient. But some people don't like it, and they don't like just the fact that they have to do that they have to have this testosterone in their system, in their life, to exist and to function. Oh, little bird there. And I get it. I do get it. But, keep in mind, especially if you've been on the TRT for a decade or more, which a lot of these people have been, coming off, it's going to be worse than even when they started. So if their testosterone was low to begin with, and then all of a sudden they want to come off of it, and they've been taking artificial testosterone and shut their body down, their own body hasn't been making testosterone for 10 years, and it was low to begin with, I guarantee you they're not going to bounce back with natural, normal levels. If anything, at the very best case scenario, they're going to have the levels that they had before they went on TRT, which were already low. So coming off testosterone, if you legitimately needed to be on it, I really don't advise it for the slight inconvenience of being on the testosterone and all the benefits you get from it. And there's a lot of health benefits if you're taking the proper dosage and all your blood work is good. There's so many health benefits, cardiovascular, all kinds of things, mental, cognitivity, so many things. So I highly advise that you stay on it unless you really, have a really good reason to come off of it. And for the people that maybe got on TRT for the benefits of recovery and adding some muscle, so they call it TRT, but maybe they've been taking a, fairly high dose TRT, like 200, 250 milligrams. They call it TRT, but essentially they're just trying to get a little boost in the gym or whatnot. Then again, if you've been taking it for decades or even several years, there may be no coming back. There may be no coming off for you, even if your testosterone was in decent ranges before, because now you've shut yourself down for an extended period of time. And as you get older, the tendency is that your body will make less and less anyways. And now that you've shut it down, it's more than likely not going to come back to anything that would be even close to, how you are with it, right? So again, what you're used to is going to be a whole different story if you come off the testosterone. And, people say, oh, what about all these supplements you can take, these testosterone boosters and stuff? In my opinion, I'd say the vast majority of those are just, money grabs from companies trying to get people to buy their product with big promises, but very, very small rewards from them. I don't think a testosterone booster is going to do a huge amount for someone with really low testosterone. Obviously exercise, sleep, eating healthy, that all helps. But there's a certain point to which that can help you, especially if your body isn't making it that well on its own. It's not a food, sleep. A lot of times has nothing to do with food, sleep, or exercise. It's just your body just isn't making it anymore. Yeah, so for those of you asking that question, should I come off? Think long and hard. Is the inconvenience really that big a deal? I mean, there's lots of people on all kinds of drugs for all kinds of conditions. I'm on heart drugs. I'm on warfarin for my valve, some other stuff for blood pressure and whatnot, just to make sure that my heart stays healthy and I don't ever have an issue like I had with the enlarged heart from the valve that I had, the bicuspid valve. So, right, I'm going to be on some of these medications, at least the warfarin for sure, for life. Because if I get off of that, then I could get a blood clot from the metal valve. The metal valve attracts plaque. So I have to keep my INR higher than most people in order to not have a clot situation. So that's a lifetime thing for me. Unless they come up with some sort of new valve that doesn't have metal in it. But yeah, so big deal, whatever. There's a lot of things I do every day that have nothing to do with drugs. It's just my lifestyle. I go for walks every day. I go to the gym every day. I brush my teeth every day. Right? I have a shower, maybe not every day, but most days. There's all kinds of things I have to do every day. And if I stop doing those things, well, it's going to get pretty nasty. So, that's just part of life. There's things we got to keep doing. All right, thanks for watching another getfitover40.com video. I hope this was interesting and informative. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, these people are asking valid questions. It's a great question. And I'm not speaking badly about that question. I think that's why I'm addressing it, because it's a question that comes up often. It comes up often for a reason. So there's no wrong or dumb questions when it comes to TRT. It's kind of a confusing topic. All right, thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care.